massive win for E. Palaniswami. Supreme Court upholds AIADMK General Council meet decision of 2022 elevating him as party's General Secretary. Dharini, my colleague, is joining us live on the broadcast to give us more details on this. Big win for E. Palaniswami, Dharini, at this point of time as Supreme Court upholds the AIADMK General Council meet decision of 2022 that elevated him as party's General Secretary. Give us the details that you're getting.
This is a huge win for Edappadi Palaniswami. We are given to understand that the Supreme Court has validated ADMK's July 11 General Council meeting in which Edappadi Palaniswami was chosen as the party's interim General Secretary. So this automatically means that Edappadi Palaniswami is now a validated General Secretary of the AIADMK, and this is definitely a huge win for him. So both the OPS camp and the EPS camp, they were hopeful about the judgment coming in their favor, but we can very clearly say that Edappadi Palaniswami has win in this particular judgment. So we'll have to wait and see what OPS is going to do further. But for the moment, the supporters of EPS, they're very happy. His elevation as party's interim General Secretary has been validated by the Supreme Court itself, and of course they will be very happy about it. As now right now as I'm talking, the celebrations are underway in AIADMK's headquarters. EPS supporters, they are sharing sweets among themselves, and the celebrations are currently taking place in a very big scale. So as far as this whole case is concerned, this case is about the validity of AIADMK's July 11 General Council meeting, in which a lot of things happened, a lot of big moves happened. In the same meeting, Edappadi Palaniswami was chosen as the party's interim General Secretary, and the positions of coordinator and joint coordinator in the AIADMK was abolished, and OPS was expelled from the party. So all these three major big things, they happened on the same day during AIADMK's July 11 General Council meeting. So this whole case is about the validity of all of it. So now the Supreme Court has validated the General Council meeting, so which automatically means that EPS's elevation as interim General Secretary is valid. The abolition of the posts of coordinator and joint coordinator, they become nullified. That is what we can understand. So we'll have to wait and see what political analysts are going to tell about it in the upcoming hours. But for the moment, this is a big win for Edappadi Palaniswami. This is a long awaited order for them, because when the Madras High Court did not give an order in their favor, they went to the Supreme Court, and this case has been going on for almost a few months now, with a lot of confusions and arguments and counter arguments. So finally today, Justices Dinesh Maheshwari and Sanjay Kumar, they have pronounced the judgment in this case, and the judgment has come in favor of Edappadi Palaniswami. His elevation as party's interim General Secretary becomes valid now. So this can mean that in the next couple of months, next 2 to 3 months, an election will be held for the post of permanent General Secretary, and very likely Edappadi Palaniswami will become the permanent General Secretary of AIADMK too. So this is definitely a very big massive win for him. So talking about O Panneerselvam, what lies ahead is still a question, because of course he might go for another appeal in the Supreme Court itself. That there's a possibility for that, or he might approach the Election Commission. There are 2 to 3 options for him. So which one is going to pick is still a question. Now that the judgment has come in favor of EPS, we can expect OPS to hold a meeting with his legal experts very soon, maybe today itself, and they will decide what their further course of action is going to be. So in all likelihood is expected to go for another appeal, so we'll have to wait and see.
Right, Dharani, thank you for giving us the details on that. Of course, massive win we can see for EPS there. We see the visuals on our screens where very likely we are seeing that the people there are celebrating this massive win of EPS. All right, at this point of time, Babu Murugavel of the AIADMK is joining me on the broadcast to talk more on this. Mr. Murugavel, how do you react to now EPS winning Jayalalitha's legacy war?
Yeah, this is a wonderful victory for AIADMK, as well as we are going to face the by-election in Erode. At the same time, this is a wonderful victory. The judgment is in favor of an EPS, the honorable leader of opposition party. Mr. OPS filed a case against the order passed by the bench in Madras High Court, which is pending before the SLP at the Supreme Court. The judgment came up today. The wonderful judgment passed by the judges, saying that the Supreme Court has upheld the order passed by the bench by the Honorable High Court of Madras. There is no need to pass any further order in the pending SLP as well as in IAS, for which they are going to finalize the matter and dismiss all the petitions filed by the Mr. OPS. I think this is the last option who exhausted by Mr. OPS before the Supreme Court. There is no further more option to file any appeal or something else by Mr. OPS. This is the final. And moreover, as per our bylaws of AIADMK, we have 96 persons of General Council and Executive Council members we have. And out of 66 MLAs, we have 62 MLAs in favor of an EPS. And out of 6 MPs, 4 MPs in favor of an EPS. So, in total, we have the overwhelming majority by either way. So, considering all the aspects by the Supreme Court, for passing the final and wonderful judgment today, in saying Tamil, Dharmathin Valudhanai Sodukavum, Dharmam Meendum Vellum. That is the proverb saying by Tamil. So that means,
All right. At this point of time, Kovai Satyan is also joining us. He's from the OPS faction, of course, of the AIADMK. Mr. Satyan, how do you also now react? Because the Supreme Court has upheld the General Council meet decision of 2022 that had elevated EPS as the party's General Secretary. How do you react? All right. At this point of time, we are seeing the massive celebration there on the ground, where the EPS faction is celebrating as the Supreme Court upholds AIADMK General Council meet decision of 2022 that elevated E. Palaniswami as the party's General Secretary, and EPS now wins the Jayalalithaa legacy war that has been going on already. Now, EPS will be continuing as the AIADMK General Secretary, but it seems a setback for the OPS faction here. Massive celebration on the ground, of course. We can see there people have joined in. People are, of course, raising the slogans of win. We can see the EPS faction there on the ground. They are waving towards the media. All right, Mr. Kovai Satyan joins us back on the phone line, and I would like to point out he is from the OPS faction of the AIADMK. Mr. Satyan, I had to ask you at this point of time, how do you also react? Because it seems like a setback for the OPS when the Supreme Court today has upheld the previous General Council meet decision of 2022 that had already elevated EPS as the General Party Secretary.